to do a job as a compassionate person, there are no resources, and you are told persistently on the news that, care homes are being ring-fenced. It's a lie, and I'm sorry, but if you have voted Conservative, you do not deserve to be resuscitated by the NHS.
Hang on.
That is harsh. But I'm looking at these gentlemen.
You wouldn't resuscitate someone if they're Conservative.
Angry.
That's very interesting.
Look, I think that's all mad personally. This is along the same lines as the people that were against the what's the word that we can use so we don't get banned on YouTube? The cough situation that happened in the last 2 years. And then let's say one of those people have those views and they get sick. There was some people online saying that they deserve to die or they shouldn't be put in hospital beds because they didn't want to get a jab.
That's extreme.
That is along the same lines to me as what this woman's saying. I understand if you vote Conservative, but a Conservative vote is not just defined by one thing. It's defined by several things, just like voting for Labour or the Democratic Party. To tell someone that you do not deserve to be resuscitated, you're literally talking about a human life here.
Yeah, that's a bizarre statement in itself because it's unfair. But let me just get my facts right here. So was it the Conservatives that were trying to get rid of the NHS anyway? So that's obviously where her anger's stemming from.
Yeah, but come on, man. Like this is a human life we're talking about, and people's politics tend to sway. Also, a lot of people are ill-informed with their politics. They'll kind of vote based on what their friendship groups are doing or what is popular at the time in their areas or what's popular online. To tell someone that you don't deserve to be resuscitated, that is a stretch too far. And I'm not even somebody that aligns with British conservatism.
The thing is, though, I think obviously it's evident what she said is extreme. However, I think she's saying it and trying to use that as an example to express the situation of what the Conservatives are doing, if that makes sense. Yeah, I haven't got my words out properly here, but
no, I get what you're trying to say.
If you lot want to be getting rid of it, then you know what I'm saying, when push comes to shove. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So if NHS was gone, then what do people do in that situation?
But then would you make the same argument against the whole the cough situation where people didn't want to get the jab? So should those people be denied hospital beds?
Absolutely not, because it's a situation it's a new situation that nobody's ever been in before. So you can't force people into the unknown against their own free will. I get it. No, I get that's what people are saying, and I don't agree with that. And I don't agree with what she's saying. But I'm trying to understand the point she's making behind it. Not the point, but the point behind it.
I get the point. You made your bed, now sit in it. Yeah. But I think it's an inhuman thing to say.
It is.
We don't align with British conservatism, and I wouldn't do that to somebody if I worked in the NHS. I would not deny someone the ability to be resuscitated because, like I said, people's politics change based on their situations. Some people that vote Labour become conservative later on, and some people that are conservative move into areas that might change their minds and make them vote Labour. Either she was doing that to get a reaction, she certainly got a reaction, or
she's the oohs in the background.
Yeah, it was, but it's a bit of a mad thing to say. Could you really look at somebody who's dying on the hospital bed and bring politics into it?
The whole thing has been taken to an extreme, but I think being in that environment as well and being frustrated and angry is probably just come out that way.
Yeah, but as somebody that has taken the Hippocratic Oath, you have a responsibility to save lives. That goes for all people, whether we like it or not. And there are some people that are so disgusting that there would probably be a solid argument to not try to resuscitate them. But when you take that oath, you're supposed to stick by it. And to deny somebody the chance to be resuscitated because of their politics, that is a slippery slope. That is not something you should do, because one day the shoe might be on the other foot and they're saying, well, if you voted for Labour, then we can't really give you X, Y, and Z. You don't really know what's going to happen. If politics flip on their head all the time. Look at American politics. They have flip-flopped so much. Conservative values became more liberal. Liberal values became more conservative. The needle sort of moved in completely different directions. So saying something like that is all well and good now. That could be you one day. They could have the power to say that one day, and obviously you'd want to be resuscitated. So I think that's very short-sighted and it's a bit inhumane. And again, I am not somebody that aligns with British conservatism, but just on a human standpoint, I can't stand behind something like that.
Yeah, I get it. It's an unfair comment. I think I'm just looking at the bigger picture behind it of, let's say the Conservatives did get rid of the NHS and then somebody was on their deathbed. Is a Conservative going to have the attitude of, well, if you ain't got the money, then you don't deserve to get resuscitated or you can't survive?
Maybe.
It's what kind of attitude and mindset would be behind it if that was actually the case.
Yeah, but I don't think the response is to stoop to their level.
Yeah, of course.
I think that the point is to show people that you're better than that. And the NHS being privatized, obviously not something that we want, but I also don't want someone that is conservative to be completely defined by their politics or their political leaning and then potentially have their life ended over it. Just doesn't seem like the road to progression, in my opinion. I think that woman's wrong, and I think anyone that has that sentiment is only going to cause more damage in the future.